Remember when Luxion used to be over here and then the portals used to be over here on the statue? You go up from the staircase, you go through different portals, kind of like how we have the Atlas. Anyway, that's besides the point. Luxion or Fluxion. So before we get down there into where they actually are, oh my, let's go over dragon coins because you're gonna need a ton of it and you need a lot for every dragon in here. Now, I'm just gonna say this. You're gonna need most dragons in here before you start focusing on the Luxion and Fluxion stuff. Although there is one thing in Luxion that you should focus on if you can right away. But we're going to get into that in just a second. So if you guys don't know, you need 400 dragon coins for the primordials, very important. And then for whatever reason, the cosmic one takes 600. They decided to just slip in an extra 200 like we wouldn't notice. And then the soul dragons also take 400. Then we got the fragment ones that take 300. So there's a lot of dragons to get in here. So my advice is to go for all of the, not all of the dragons, but most of them. Once you get to the point where you have time gated ones and just ones that take a long time, then you can start collecting your dragon coins, work on those dragons, and then I'll tell you what to get from Luxion and Fluxion. Like this one, for example, is kind of time gated unless you go pay to win. So anyway, once you get most of the dragons in there, it's going to take you a long time to get most of the dragons, but just how Trove is. You want to come down here and go to Fluxion and Luxion. So Luxion stops by once a month, whereas Fluxion, I'm pretty sure this is every other week where you can buy stuff from it. I think it was every other week. Either way, they have some items in there, some tradable, some untradeable. And then for Luxion stuff, these used to be like, you can buy it however many times you want, where some items were limited. Now you can only buy them once. And that was with like dragon coins. And these things are super, super expensive, as you can see with the price of the dragon coins. It's a lot. My theory on this, I could be wrong on this, so just the theory, but I'm pretty sure they made these dragon coin prices so high because of all these skellies and frosties that came from before, all the ones that were duped, stuff like that, the greater dragon caches. So this is their idea of wiping out our dragon coins pretty much. That's just my thoughts. Not sure if that's the actual reasoning, but curious on what you guys think. But my biggest thing though is Luxion stops by once a month. So this dragon, for example, will take you about 6 to 8 months or something like that. I don't know the exact math, but it's going to take you many months. So if you can, try to save up enough dragon coins within the month to craft this dragon. The only issue is that you can only do 15 a week and you have to get up to 100 souls. And if you want to check your progress, you can go to badges and then Dragon Ascension. Then this is going to be the Golden Horde Dragon Soul, so you can check it out from here. You need 100. And if you want the stats, it's going to be at 75. But it does give you a ton of mastery. Like, look at that, 350 once you get to the final one. Either way, if you do have the dragon coins, try to get this one since it's going to be super time gated. And also try to get the fragments for this dragon at least, since they're going to be time gated. So you'll need 100 fragments for this. You can craft 15 a day. So you're going to have to plan this out pretty well. And if you don't know how the new Luxion works, I highly recommend checking out my guides for them, because right now I'm just going to talk about Fluxion and Luxion and when to focus on them specifically. So we have the whole venturing section, but pretty much, like I mentioned, try to get as many dragons as you can, but definitely go for this one first and try to get the fragments for this dragon at least. And then as for the remaining mastery items, just only focus on these once you have the dragons, and then the same thing will apply to Fluxion. And the thing about these items is that if you have the Flux, you can try to buy it from the marketplace. This will not be in the marketplace, and certain items are just going to be untradeable. And before anyone has a huge panic attack, I got these dragon coins from a long time ago from Skelly's Frosties when they first got introduced, so I just took advantage of the event when it was still a thing, and the items were tradable. But yeah, that's going to be the main thing with Fluxion and Luxion. So try to get the dragon from here, then focus on actual dragons, and then once you're all done, or pretty much mostly caught up, then you can start going for the items. Also, one more thing to note, I guess we can combine Corruxion into this video. Corruxion has a dragon. It'll be down here. It spawns every other week, so it's a little bit more doable, more manageable. And if we go to the Dragon Crucible, go to the fragments, it is going to be this one over here. It's going to be 50 of the fragments, and then for whatever reason, you need 75 chaos chests too. Whenever Corruxion is around, you can only get 10 fragments. You'll need chaos cores, so that's one of the issues. So that's why I'm kind of tying it into this video. You need cores instead of dragon coins. But if you do have the cores, this is more so if you're like a mid to end game player. If you're brand new, you probably won't want to focus on this. And same thing applies to Luxion and Fluxion. You want to be more so mid to end game. Unless you're somehow a brand new player with every single dragon in the game, then that's going to be kind of concerning. But yeah, that's going to be the main thing for this video. Let me know whether you disagree or agree. That's what I would do if I started Trove on a brand new account. I would focus on the Luxion dragon first, at least getting the souls and the dragon fragments for the other one, and then actually work on the dragons. But yeah, that's all I wanted to go over for this video. If you have any questions, please drop it down in the comments down below. And as always, I do appreciate you guys watching, so thank you all so much for listening, watching, viewing, and subscribing, and I'll talk to you guys later.